have laid out on my palette are the primary colors of red, blue, yellow, and I have a white and a black added to that. From these colors you should be able to mix anything that you're wanting. This is the puppet head that I have paper mache'd. I'm going to start out with creating the facial color. I'm going to use something that's similar to my own skin tone here. So I'm going to use quite a bit of the white, and I'm going to scoot that over a little bit. I'm going to pick up a little bit of the yellow. I want a touch of the red. Since this is a puppet head, you can be exaggerating on color choices. So you can see it's sort of a pink-like color. I'm using acrylic paint. You can see what we're doing here. If you do not have a basic white or light color that you're actually painting on top of, you want to be sure and give it a coat of white paint before you start. Okay, so this is going to be my facial color. We'll come back in just a moment. Of my puppet at this point, you'll notice that I covered the back and the ears. This is to represent the skin tone. Okay, let's try mixing some more colors. Remember, in order to get an orange, I would need to mix the yellow and the red. And my paint palette, you'll notice, is actually just a magazine page. This makes it a lot easier for cleanup. And if you're going to mix an orange, you know it's going to take more of the yellow than it does the red to get this nice orange effect. And if I'm wanting to lighten the orange or darken it, that will be the white or the black added to it. So I'm actually going to just paint the inside of the bill of my cap here in orange. You can see how that's working out. I don't need too large of a brush for these smaller areas. It's helpful if you go ahead and mix up enough paint that you can cover the entire area that you're needing. Okay, there's the inside bill of the hat. Okay, let's try mixing some brown. I'm going to give brown here to my puppet. Notice when I'm cleaning my brush, I want to make sure that I am not stabbing it in the water or shaking it off. That I need to get it clean, so I'm making sure that I've dried the bristles out. Okay, if I'm going for a brown, opposite colors on the color wheel are going to give me a brown. So I'm looking for complementary colors opposite the color wheel. I particularly like green and red for my brown. So I don't have a green on my palette, so I'm going to have to make one. To make a green, I'm going to take a little of this yellow, a touch of the blue, and I now have a green. Okay, now in order to make that a brown, I'm going to mix the red with the green. And if it ends up being too dark of a brown, I could add some of the white. Or if it starts turning more purple-like, opposite purple on the color wheel is yellow, so I could add some yellow. And I just about like that one, I think. Maybe a touch of white to lighten it up a little. Oh no, now I think I've got it too light. So let's start over again. A little more red. to what was going to be green. It almost looks like you're mixing all the colors, but in my mind I have the idea that these are complements. Looks a little too green now. So you're just going to work back and forth until you can get the value that you want. Okay, welcome back. I've been painting while you've been gone. So you can see I have gone ahead and colored all of his face, giving him hair. There's the orange of his bill. He has red on the hat. I've added a little button here. Went ahead and did the hair in the back. Notice that he has some lip color. I chose not to make it red because I didn't want him to look like he had lipstick. And then I put white for the eyeballs and the teeth. I'm going to go ahead and do some colored part to his eye. And I'm using a smaller brush now. I'm going to pick up a little bit of this blue. I'm going to make it a little bit lighter blue, so I'm adding some white to give it a tint. Remember, when you want something to be lighter in color, you can add a tint, which would make it white, plus the color. If you want to add it black, that's creating a shade, and that's actually black plus a color. It's going to give you a shade. Okay, so, whoops, I'm adding the blue part of the eye now. And then I'm going to go back and do a black for the iris. If it's not drying fast enough for you, you can use a blow dryer. Some of the colors you're going to have to let dry before you add the next color on top. So I'm trying to go with small round blue, and then I can always go back with a Sharpie and outline features. That's going to make them show up more. So that's the eyes, and now I'm going to add the black iris, but I think I'll have to let that, or I'm sorry, the black pupil. I'm going to have to let that dry some before that happens. Then I'm probably going to go back with some yarn and add that and do some more embellishing. Talk to you later.